Welcome to another progress video of my 10 HP Ironman. Since the last video, I've been able to complete the Mage Arena, the Lost City quest, and I've also completed the Horror from the Deep quest. And as always, I will be sharing every single piece of experience that I've gained from those quests. The Mage Arena was my first experience with tick eating. Since I'm not able to use regular spells on the monsters, because that way I would gain HP XP, and also the cannon does not work inside the Mage Arena, I basically had to use the tick eating method. When tick eating, the only way for me to deal the damage to the opponent is using Rings of Recoil, and every time I'm getting hit, I'm going to hit the opponent back for a single point of damage. The first form of Collodion only has 3 hit points, which is pretty easy to deal with. However, the following forms have 65, 65, 78 and 107 HP according to the wiki. This means that for the second form I'm going to need to deal 65 points of damage, which equals for me to get hit 65 times. And since the bosses were splashing a lot, I mean they were splashing me even more often than they actually hit me, I need to bring even more food with me. The quality of food doesn't really matter, one is actually perfect. And for this reason I've decided to bring sacks of cabbage, onions and potatoes with me. These can be bought easily and fast from Hudo on the first floor of the Grand Tree. The advantage of the sacks is that you can bring 10 pieces of food inside one inventory slot, and this way you are able to bring up to 280 worth of heals with you. Don't worry, this is not quite enough. For the last 2 bosses you will need to suicide at least an inventory of sacks, so you have enough food on the ground that you can pick up during the fight. On my attempt I still had plenty of food on the ground from my previous attempts, and so I used those as my ground food. Now the important thing is that again you have to deal a single point of damage yourself, which was not dealt by the Ring of Recoil. And if you try to cast an airstrike on him while you are tick eating, you will die, because you will not be able to attack and tick eat at the same time, because you don't have the time. And for this reason, once Collodion is at low health, you want to run out of the center of the Mage Arena, so Collodion actually stops aggroing you. If you don't want to accidentally defeat Collodion while running out, you can unequip your Ring of Recoil. For me, bringing a gold ring worked pretty well, since I could just equip it from the inventory and switch it for the Ring of Recoil. Now, without Collodion attacking you, you have plenty of time to cast your airstrike. And every time you splash, you basically have to run back to the safe zone, come back and attack Collodion one more time. And finally, after you see the XP drop for HP, you know that you didn't splash. And you can put on your Ring of Recoil again and continue recoiling him down to 0 hit points, since you don't need to deal the final blow of damage, but instead 1 point of damage at any time during the battle. Oh yeah, and he randomly disappears after a while. I don't know why, but I guess because I took too long to actually kill him. So I reset it all and attempted the final form one more time. And this time, as you can see, I've been pretty lucky not to splash at all on Collodion. And this time I managed to finally defeat the final form, giving me the ability to use Zamorak Flames. And this was Mage Arena completed. The good thing is that you can kill every single phase one by one, so after killing one boss, you can just go, bank, reset and try the next one. And don't forget to use your Dwarven Rock Kick to reduce your health to 1 before going inside the Mage Arena. The Horror from the Deep quest was way harder than I actually expected. You need to kill 2 100 plus monsters without the use of a cannon, so the only thing I could use was the Ring of Recoil once again. However, killing both monsters is not the difficulty of this quest. Instead, it is staying calm after failing this specific agility obstacle after more than a billion times. Even though my agility level is 62 and it requires only 35, I did fail it a lot, and yep, it can deal up to 10 points of damage. Now, the first boss is pretty straightforward. I had to suicide enough food to be able to recoil over 100 points of damage. However, this time I was not able to use sacks of potato or cabbage and so on, because it is not possible to tick 8 the melee attacks from the Dagonoth baby. Instead, I highly recommend food healing more than 9 hit points like salmon, tuna and even anchovy pizza. I even increased my cooking level to 55 to be able to cook the anchovy pizza for this quest. So I suicided like 3 inventories of anchovy pizza and a few salmon, and I also brought some cake with me. And every time the baby hits for 4 or less, I could eat a piece of cake, and otherwise I just ate a piece of pizza or some salmon. All I had to do was making sure that my health is at 10 and not below, because the Dagonoth baby can hit up to 9 and he's very accurate on his hits. Again, I brought a gold ring to switch it for the ring of recoil once the Dagonoth baby was at low health. And at this point I decided to start running so I could avoid the melee attacks from Dagonoth baby and start casting my wind strike. As you can see in the clip, I casted multiple wind strikes on the Dagonoth baby to finish him off. So I basically could have stopped attacking the Dagonoth baby after my first hit with a wind strike, like I did at the Mage Arena. Anyways, I finally beat the Dagonoth baby, but now the real one was starting. The Dagonoth mother was coming. I tried experimenting a lot to find out what method was working best for me, and I finally found this method, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys. The max hit from the melee attacks of the Dagonoth mother is 9, which is the same like the Dagonoth baby. However, the Dagonoth mother uses a ranged attack which was going to kill me. And since I was not able to use a protection from range, I needed to find a method on how I could kill her. Alright, step 1. Bring a full inventory of pineapple. And die to the agility obstacle. Step 2. Before calling the Dagonoth mother, go right next to this pillar. And over here, drop 1 pineapple on the ground. This will be your safe spot against the Dagonoth mother. Align your camera so that you can see Josik and the camera, and then click on Josik and immediately right click the pineapple after. Once you see that the dialogue with Josik has started, immediately pick up your pineapple. Talking to Josik will trigger the timer to call the Dagonoth mother, so it does not matter if you actually finish the dialogue or not. As you can see, your character will continue picking up the pineapple even though the animation started. This would not happen if you did not pick up the pineapple. This way, you are at a safe spot against the Dagonoth mother even before the fight starts. As long as you stay on the green marked tiles, you will be safe from the attacks. However, if you step out of the line, you will get attacked by Dagonoth mother. The next step is suiciding inventories of pineapple on the safe line. Now equip an air staff, some items that give you mage accuracy like a magic amulet, a wizard's hat and stuff. Bring a knife, a dwarven rock cake, a few mind runes for the airstrike, and enough recoils, about 6 or 7 in your inventory. And of course some pineapple and pineapple slices, which you will be using for tick eating. Almost die to the obstacle a few times and then you are good to go. Be sure to reduce your health down to 1 hit point. And it is important that it's 1 hit point and not 2 or 3, nothing else but 1. I will explain why later. Step out to the attack zone of the Dagonoth mother, tick eat a single hit and go back to your safe spot. At this point, if your health is above 1, make sure to reduce it down to 1 again. And also, if your health is about to regenerate to 2 hit points, wait for it to heal and then reduce your health back to 1 and go on. And if you are running low on food, take your time, pick up some pineapple, slice them into rings so you have enough food to continue the tick eating. Dropping some pineapple rings on the safe line helped me not to misclick as often as I did before, since clicking on items is easier than clicking on the floor. Now, you don't need to use pineapple. You can use any food that heals for 2, like tomatoes, which you can also carry in baskets. But since pineapples are so easy to get for Ironman, I just use those for the tick eating. You cannot use sacks of potato or cabbage like I did at the Mage Arena. The reason is that the range attack of Dagonoth mother will hit you 2 times, and if you are at 1 point and heal up to 2 and both hits hit you for a 1, you are dead. For the same reason, you must never ever go to the attack zone of the Dagonoth Mother when you have 2 or more hit points. Because if you do, both attacks of the Dagonoth Mother can hit up for a 2 or even more. And since your food will heal you for 2 hit points, you will not be able to out-heal the damage and you will die. Now, after the Dagonoth Mother is down to really low health, walk up right next to the pillar, wait for her to turn white, turn off your run, and manually cast an airstrike on the Dagonoth Mother. Don't forget to tick it in case she hits you. And as you've seen, I've been really lucky to hit the first airstrike. So all I had left to do was to continue the tick eating and recoiling until she was dead. Yup, and that's Horror from the Deep completed. Why am I showing you clips from Pickpocketing Ham members when I wanted to talk about Lost City? Let me explain. The regular way of completing Lost City includes killing skeletons inside the Enythree dungeon. Of course I could do that, but since I cannot use the cannon down there, the only method for me to kill the skeletons would be recoiling him and dealing a single point of damage myself again. However, I will get at least 1 HP XP per skeleton I kill, and if my RNG is bad, I would have to spend like 20 or 30 XP just to get the axe. So I decided to try out something else. I opened a lot of easy clue caskets inside the Enythree dungeon. Normally, if you are on Enythree itself, you won't be able to get weapons or armor from clue caskets. However, since I opened the caskets inside the dungeon of Enythree, which does not count as being on Enythree, the caskets also gave me weapons and armor. So I repeated this a few times until I finally got my black axe at clue scroll number 41. I also got the Team Cape axe, which is awesome, but I didn't really care at that moment. However, with the black axe I went on to the Enythree so I could cut it. On my way to the Enythree I had to tank some greater demons. For this reason I brought 1 Gothic's Rest so I could tank them, since their max hit is 10. I also had to make sure to have 3 items which were protecting over the black axe, since I did not want to keep it when I die. For this reason I brought my graceful outfit because it protects over the black axe, and if I die I wasn't going to lose it because it's untradeable. I decided to use the spot you can see in the clip to suicide my food in. As I found out later, that spot proved to be the perfect spot for this mission, since it was a safe spot where I could cast my Wind Strike in. So I had to suicide various inventories of pizza and Gothic's Rests. And finally, to recoil down her 85 HP, all I had to do was tank her hits and stay above 10 HP, since her max hit was 10 HP. This is why I need the Gothic's Rest for this. Once she was at low health, I simply had to walk into my safe spot, cast the final airstrike, and this was Lost City completed. I cut the drum and staff and made my way to Zanaris to finish the quest. And yeah, easy. In other news, I'm still fletching my level up to 80, so I can finally fletch magic shortbows. My next goal is most likely starting the Underground Pass quest and finishing all quests so I can finally complete the Roving Elves quest, which will give me the crystal bow. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you didn't, let me know if you want to know something more, feel free to ask. And see you next video. Bye bye!